Hi, my friends. How are you today? Welcome into Soul Center, to this sacred journey that we're going to take today, whether you're on video or podcast. I want you to join us and get comfortable. We're going to talk about some big things today. So get ready, take a deep breath, get into your body. So that's where we're going today. We're going to talk about this one question. Do you feel safe in your body? And so it's interesting. I'm sure whenever you're listening to this or watching this, there's going to be something big going on in your world or the world. And for a lot of us, that was this past weekend, the overturning of Roe versus Wade, and how it has brought up so many layers of things in our world. So we're not going to go deep into that. I'm not a politician, nor do I want to be. But I am a healer, and what I've done is feel into the energy of where we're going and what we're experiencing and how to get through it. There's a beautiful book by Edith Edgar, and she's a Holocaust survivor. And she talks about this idea of when you go through something really hard, you can the first question is why? Why did this happen? Why me? That's normal. That's the question that everybody asks when something happens, right? To them, to the world, it doesn't matter, to somebody you love. Why did this happen? The challenge is that we don't really have the answer to that question. But the deeper question, when you're ready to get there, is what now? And so I want to kind of explore what now. And the first question that arises when I go into the idea of what now, what can we do now in this powerful expansion of time that we're going through in our world, whether this was 2 years ago or now, or maybe in the future even, is what now? And the deeper question again is, am I safe in my body? Do I really, really feel safe in my body? The power of the divine feminine that's trying and opening and attempting to arise right now is inviting the question of, do I feel safe in my body? Why? Because for generations, ancestors, beyond what you can even imagine, women have not felt safe in their bodies. They have felt disempowered or overpowered or underpowered, and they want to, every generation wants to feel powerful inside of their own being and their own bodies so they can feel empowered in the world. The challenge is that as well as our ancestors did, they were still surrounded by the environment of disempowerment. And so our invitation now with this new world that we are entering into is now what? How do we choose to own our power? If we want to change the collective, we can't run on fumes, right? We can't just run on these same messages that we have about our bodies, our beings, and who we are that our parents did, and their parents did, and their parents did, and so on and so forth. We are the changers. We are the way showers of the next generations to come. But the first question that we must ask ourselves so that we can collectively heal on an individual level, we must ask ourselves, do you feel safe in your body? And if the question is yes, great, you can turn off the podcast. But if the question is not always, or no, or maybe the other question is, are you in your body? Do you feel present in your body? So those two questions are the bigger question when you want to say to yourself, how do I change the world? Then when you look outside and you see the world crumbling, and the deeper question is not to go outside and run out for more, but to turn inside and inward and feel that choice inside of your own body and in your own being. Most of us have had wounds. We all have wounds. We all have trauma, whether it's big or small. Being in this earth suit means that you experience some sort of trauma possibly all the time. Those are the bigger ones are, you remember family divorce or loss, grief, illness, those big ones, they do sit with you, right? But even the smaller ones, I've had clients that say, I had a teacher that didn't believe in me, and then it became this bigger belief inside of myself. And then eventually It's the belief that runs the show. So whether it's an illness or a belief or whatever it is that's going on inside, we all carry them. That is the reason why we're here on earth. And so I've had many clients that go to the doctor, and they, myself included, you get all the supplements, you eat really healthy, you do everything you can to heal, whether it's your body, whether it's your emotions, whether it's your trauma, whatever it is. And the challenge is that we're not asking the deeper question. And the deeper question is, what am I running on? Am I running on fumes? Where is my nervous system in this whole way shower path? Because if we are, and most of us are, if we are running on fumes, if we are running on old adrenaline beliefs, if we're running on the masculine, right? Masculine is not, and I said this before, masculine is not gendered. It's inside of us. This masculine, yes, communal belief that we must do more, we must push harder, and just work harder. If you're still running on that, if you feel guilt or shame because you're not working hard enough, if you're running yourself ragged every single day, falling into bed exhausted, if you're not feeling your emotions and watching a lot of Netflix or being on social media, and look, we all do this, right? I do it. We all do it. You're human, first of all. So congratulations, you're human. But most of us have no idea that the way to change the world is to change the inner world that you live in. In Hebrew, it's olam is the word for world. In Hebrew, olam katan is small world. And I always think of olam katan as this world right here in your body, right? That's your small world. So if we're thinking of being an empowered person on the outside, showing the world how to be the next way shower, the empowered divine feminine woman leading from her sacred center, actually like that. I am an empowered woman leading from my divine feminine from my sacred center, something like that. I like it. I can write it down. But if you like that, if you like something like that, if that resonates with you, then you can't keep pushing and doing the things you've always done. We must do it differently. And honestly, we must teach our children and their children how to do it differently as well. And so the first step, right, is to look at what is causing my nervous system to run on fumes. It's to look at what it is that's causing you to run away from the listening and the feeling and the healing of your own being. Again, it doesn't have to be physical. Our nervous systems run on the physical issues that we're having, but also the emotional and the mental, the old beliefs that you carry. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. Money doesn't grow on trees. Have you heard that one? I heard that one a lot, right? So all those beliefs, they get stored in the nervous system. And when I do energy healing on clients, I can see the DNA and the helixes, and within the DNA, the strands, which make up part of the nervous system. I can see the spine and the nervous system and the DNA, and they basically talk to me, and they respond to the energy healing by expressing what's repressed inside of each nervous system. And so when I'm working with women in energy healing and channeling, the messages are usually very similar. And usually it's the unwinding of the nervous system that needs to be included in the healing and also expressed out of the body, right? Somatically, we're invited. I love working from home because you can hear the neighbors. Somatically, you can release the emotions from the body in order to heal and feel empowered and change the world. And so whether it's the outside world, which is Roe versus Wade, or PTSD from COVID, or you feel like your anxiety is off the charts, or you have internal beliefs, internal traumas, what happens next? How do we move forward? Well, the first step is that we can't just get by every single day, right? Often when we're just getting by, we're shut down from our emotions and our heart. We really are truly not present in our body. When we're totally disconnected from our bodies, we forget, and I've said this so many times, that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. But that physical experience is really important. I used to run away from the physical and just want to be in the spiritual because it was so beautiful up there, right? When you get messages and synchronicities and you feel healings and you feel, you get messages from channelings, or you feel just super connected. It is so much fun up there in the crown chakra world. And the challenge is the body hangs out in space here and says, but what about me? When do I get to experience this? I have clients, and myself included, and I think about my dog also. Someone described to my dog to me this way: your dog is so sensitive and so empathic and so anxious that it's as if he's driving a car without the windshield, so that everything that comes at that windshield is actually coming at his body. And so he gets into overload really, really fast. So he needs time every single day. He's on my bed. He needs time every single day to literally be by himself, to be quiet. And I don't even touch him. I know that that's his space. I respect his body. I respect his space. And so for a lot of us, for empaths, we live without that windshield in our car. And the challenge is that our bodies don't get to experience that joy that is in that spiritual space. So we end up not feeling safe in our bodies because we're so sensitive to all the noise and the toxins and the messages out there and the fears out there, that we forget to listen to our own beings and our own bodies. And our bodies become first responders to the threat of whatever's going on. After time, that becomes dangerous to live in your own body. It becomes scary. That home that you're supposed to dwell in becomes a scary place. And so for all of us, whether you're dealing with old beliefs or kid issues or paying the bills or physical issues, you name it, every single issue that you're having right now can be healed and worked on and explored through the body by feeling those emotions. We want ourselves back. A lot of us feel like in the last 2.5 years, not that we were flying high, but that we were more connected. And then our world collectively has been uprooted. And then again, this past weekend with Roe v. Wade, a lot of women are feeling uprooted yet again, and they're scared and they're angry and they want answers. But the answer is to somatically go back into your body and really feel what you are feeling. Again, running on fumes out into the streets, screaming and yelling, not really, but yes, also, is an invitation to turn back into your home and come into the home of your body and really explore and listen to what is going on inside. Because by listening to the body, we are activating the messages of truth and healing and light and living from that sacred center. From there, then we can go out into the world and move forward. Then we can go out and we can be those amazing divine feminine leaders that we are meant to be. But what I realized in my work and in my own emotions, dealing with my own emotions, is that when we're not dealing with it, it's a scary place to be. So the invitation is to not run on fumes. The invitation is that even though our feelings feel scary, even though you have shoved a lot of those things inside of the body for another day, feelings are just energy in motion. Emotions are just energy. Really, they feel scary. We don't have time to feel them. We're busy, right? But the truth is that the greatest healer in the world cannot help you unless you are fully willing to show up in your own body and feel what's inside of there. I always tell my clients, I am half of the guidance here, right? I'm here, spirit is here, your guides are here, your angels are here. But the other side of that is that you made a phone call to me because you are open to healing. We have to be on board and committed to our bodies. We can't just be committed to every cause out there and everything and everybody out there and not show up to ourselves. Typically, what happens when we're not committed to ourselves is that hormonally, we're way off balance. Maybe we have migraines, maybe we have digestive issues, you name it. But what happens is that our bodies start to react to all those messages that it's been given for so many years. I love this Dr. Bruce Lipton. He works a lot with epigenetics and the cells in our body. And he says that, I'm paraphrasing, that the cells in our body listen to what they're being told. And so if you, like all of us, have been raised or believe that you are not worthy, or you are not beautiful, or you are not strong enough, or you give your power away, and all of the above, then let's reframe it. Let's create new beliefs inside of our bodies so our bodies are safe places to live and to dwell. The body does not lie, right? So if you're experiencing symptoms, if you're experiencing emotions, if you're experiencing trauma, listen and listen closer and listen carefully and listen more and sit with yourself and be with yourself. And it's uncomfortable and it's painful at times, but it must be done. Carving out time. Every morning I carve out time for myself here behind me in this chair by really sitting and asking my body, every single body part, what are you feeling? You will get an answer, but trust me. I thought it was crazy at first when I learned this in my trainings years ago in Israel. I learned in my training to journey inside of the body, to literally take a trip inside of your body and figure out what's going on inside of there. When you listen to it, it will tell you and lead you and tell you what you need to do, how to heal, what it's feeling, what age it is when it was hurt, how to give it comfort, and how to be a way shower, how to step up for your own being and your body. So if you're stuck and you need guidance, put your hand on your heart, take some deep breaths, slow, long, deep breaths, and listen to your body and tell yourself that everything's going to be okay, because it is going to be okay. You're going to be okay, and I'm going to be okay, and we are all going to be okay. But we have to stand for ourselves, and it starts in your body. So again, ask yourself that question. Am I safe in my own body? So tune in for more. I have a lot going on right now in soul-centered healing. There is an invitation to come to my group, the Sacred Circle, where we're going to dive into your sacred center. We're going to figure out, based on the medicine wheel, which is a Native American journey inside of your being and your body, how to be a way shower, how to stop pushing, how to stop living from the masculine, and really, really embrace the divine feminine within you. So look out for more information coming in September. You can always email me at ariella@mysoulcentered.org. Namaste, everybody.